Hey, what's going on, Sagittarius? How are you guys? Man, Sagittarius, thank you so much. Like, I'm just really happy that you guys are here. I always start out by giving you guys the most love. Thank you so much for your time, your energy. I really appreciate you guys, okay? Um, let's go ahead and get right into it, Sagittarius. This is going to be your general read for July, for the first half of July of 2019. Okay? So, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. You know, this will be for you. If it doesn't resonate, don't force the message. And, you know, make sure you check out your moon and rising signs. Or still, you can come back and check out the video like after a little bit of time has passed. You know, and see how things resonate then. Okay? So, now that that's said, Sagittarius, while I'm getting your oracle cards prepared, like as I was doing like y'all's pre-shuffle, some things that were being revealed to me in that pre-shuffle. Some of you guys could be dealing with a situation where you feel taken advantage of, and you feel taken advantage of, and you're getting ready to make some sort of move. Like you're getting ready to move, whether it's physically or just mentally. Like you're needing to get over it, and you're needing to get over it fast. Okay, like you just feel like it serves you better to get over something fast in this moment. Someone may have used your own truth against you, and you're separating yourself from this person. Okay. But that's just the energy that I got from the pre-shuffle, though. Let's go ahead and get your oracle cards out, and we'll see what the first 2 weeks of July looks like for you. Okay. Okay. Oh, 3 cards. All right, Sag, what's going on? Okay. So the first card we have is 111. You are a magical creator. Your thoughts are beginning to manifest. Yeah, Sagittarius. So that's so funny. Let's see. This is like where you're starting to realize this, Sagittarius. This is like the fire for a lot of you. You realizing how gifted and talented you are, like, is the fire that is kind of lit under you, to be, to continue to be creative. And this is where you're realizing that the things that you think about are actually influencing your reality, right? You're manifesting those things. You're tapping into some sort of like law of attraction energy here. Okay. Okay, the next card we have here is Ivy, clinging. All right. So, is there some part of your life right now, or there's some part of what's going on around you that you're really stuck to? You're really not trying to part ways with. Okay. For some of you, it can be quite poisonous. You may be realizing that you're in like a poisonous type of environment, and you're realizing this due to some sort of like enlightenment that's occurring within you. Like certain synchronicities that you are beginning to wake up to. Okay. The next card we have here is circles, completion. Yeah, you're ready to be done with that. You're ready to be done with the things or the people that are around you that are kind of like leeches. Okay. And it's not always people, right? Sometimes it could be your work environment, right? Where you kind of feel stuck and clung to that, or you feel like you can't survive without it. Okay. For some of you, it could be people. But all in all, this is where you're ready to be done with that. You know, you're ready to put some things to an end, and start some things in other places. Um, Others of you, this is where there is a shift of ideas and a shift of focus to where you're able to be creative within the circle of things that you already have going on. Okay? You know, kind of trying to make it a little fun. You know, well, if it is gonna suck the life out of me and, you know, there's no way around it, you know, like work or sometimes other things that you're obligated to or other people that you're obligated to, I'm going to make this fun. I'm going to make this creative. I'm going to make something of it. I'm going to, you know, use it to your benefit. Okay? A lot of you are thinking of ways out of a situation. You may not be necessarily planning an escape or anything like that, but you may be trying to at least just you may be kind of thinking about what it would be like to be out of a particular obligation or situation, and those things will begin to start to work itself out. And what I'm saying by that is, like, you know, because you're putting so much focus into that particular, you know, thought, you know, again, you're tapping into this kind of law of attraction energy, and, you know, because you're thinking about it, because you want it that bad, because it's, you know, it's dire to you to kind of have some sort of freedom or at least flexibility somewhere, possibly creatively. The universe is going to begin to move things around and put it to where there's an opportunity for you to have wiggle room or room to escape the clutches of anything that is sucking any energy out of you, or anything like that. And let's go ahead and pull some tarot. I mean, not tarot. We'll pull one more oracle. So the card we have here is Fire. Reckless actions lead to conflict. So we have your energy here, Sagittarius. We have that fire element energy, right? I always, whenever this card comes out, the first thing that always comes to my mind is this is like a warning from Spirit. This is Spirit saying that, listen, you may be placed in situations right now where it's going to better serve you to not react so aggressively. You know, even if you're not even in the wrong, just don't react so aggressive, because then the perspective will be that now Sag was, you know, it's crazy, right? But like, if you're in those situations where you're not feeling like there's any wiggle room, you're not feeling like there's a way out, or you're in kind of like a bubble and you don't see any end in sight to it, right? And you know that you have these different things within you that you need to burst out with, and you just can't, because you're kind of like, there's just not enough energy anymore for you to do it. You know, this is where, for some of you, you may feel like you just kind of want to just like have an emotional blow up, right, at someone or over a certain situation. But I think that if that happens, that could possibly do you more harm than good. So, you know, this is where you're needing to pay attention to how you react to certain situations. Okay, Sagittarius. I mean, listen, I'm a Sag rising, so I understand the temper of a Sagittarius. You know, I definitely do. I definitely get it. Like, Sagittarius, you're the older of the fire signs, right? You're the oldest of the fire signs, so you are expected to kind of carry yourself to a certain stature when it comes to expressing those fiery, kept up emotions that you might have. But you know, it's not like anyone who's in Aries who can kind of just blow up really, really fast. Aries being the baby of the zodiac, or the baby of the zodiac, and of course the baby of the fire signs. But if you guys follow that, I mean, that's just something for you guys to pay attention to. Let's go ahead and get this tarot out. Okay, yeah, we're good here. Alright, thank you, Spirit, for those messages for Sagittarius. What else do we have for them for the first half of July 2019? Okay. 9 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. All right, listen. So what I feel here, Sagittarius, is there's definitely the energy here of you guys being a part of some sort of community, something that is very like a close family, you know. Maybe if you guys aren't like, if it's not like an actual close family, like I'm getting the sense that for some of you, this is where like you're, like you may stay in a very, very small community, maybe also where people kind of watch out for each other a little bit. There may be children involved. You may have children around you. And that may have been what you've been wanting for a very, very, very long time. And then now we have the Judgment card in reverse. Okay, Sagittarius. So we're looking at this Judgment card in reverse. I see. Okay. So, here we go. Sagittarius, this is where, right, like, so with this 10 of Pentacles, like, I really feel like, yeah, you have everything, or, you know, you have certain things within a particular aspect that make you very, very comfortable. You are feeling very, very stable, and you've wanted that particular stability. But I do get the sense, though, here with the Judgment card in reverse, I do feel like you may have made certain sacrifices. You may have decided to go without certain things that really could have been like things that you felt, though, you know, things that you felt you needed. You could have really kind of sacrificed some of those things so that you can experience abundance somewhere else. But I feel like you are still longing for something here. Like you're content with the 9 of Cups to a certain degree. You have a lot of the things that you want, but I do feel like it's because you made a big sacrifice of something else that that you really felt, you know, you wanted, but for whatever reason you made it up in your mind that you weren't ready for it. And in the midst of you being in the situation that you're in now, you realize, for some of you, that you're ready to go ahead and put what you already started to an end, so that you can kind of flex a little bit, and you've changed your mind now. That's what I'm saying. You've changed your mind. For some of you, it's where what you have isn't enough. For others of you, it's just where you just don't want what you have anymore at all. And you're starting over with these ones here. Okay. Yeah, the next card that we have to fill out here is the Queen of Wands. I'm sorry, the Queen of Swords. So Sagittarius, this is you being vocal. This is you exercising your throat chakra and really just, you know, making it verbal and making it known that there's some, that I get the sense that you're not quite comfortable anymore. You may have been, but you're not anymore, and you're making that known, right? You're expressing that. You're expressing the things that you still long and hope and wish for. You know, a lot of people say that the Nine of Cups is the dream comes true card for, yeah, but for sometimes I just really feel like sometimes that Nine of Cups can be where, you know, you have a lot of the, like, you have a lot of, it's almost, it can almost be taken as like arrogance in a way, where you're like saying, okay, you know, I have these things, or I've mastered, you know, my feelings to a certain degree, but there's still something to do with, because it's not the Ten of Cups, right? There's still something you have a lot, but there's still some things that you want fulfilled. Okay, you have the Ten of Pentacles there, but that's the Ten of Pentacles. It's not the Ten of Cups. It's the Ten of Pentacles. So there's still something that you also have a lot of, but it's not enough to keep you in this bubble and cooperating anymore. Okay, you're needing to be vocal. You're needing to express that. It may even come off as you being like kind of cutthroat about it. Like people will be like, well, Sagittarius, I thought everything was fine. The Lovers. Yeah. The Lovers can speak about a divine choice that needs to be made. It can also be about sometimes, if it's a love situation, it can be about, you know, you and that particular partner being kind of soulmatey. You guys, it's card number 11. It can be about your twin flame. Okay. Now, with this Lovers card coming up under the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like what this could be saying is, for some of you, you're making the choice to... I did not want this to be a love reading, but listen, Sagittarius, honestly, for a lot of you, you're making the choice to like switch partners. Like you made a choice of who you wanted to be with a while ago, but now that person isn't who you want to be with anymore. That person kind of seems a little clingy. That person may be very draining. They're a lot to deal with. Okay? And you're trying to figure out your way to wrap that on up so that you can really get what you want. A lot of you, you're just going to have to, at some point, just be vocal about it. And what I can't stop paying attention to here is we have this Nine of Cups and then the Ten of Pentacles. You want more. You have a lot. You want more. And what you already do have an abundance of, it's fine. But it's not what you want. It's not the right element. Oh, look at there. The freaking Ten of Cups. That is so crazy. So you making that choice is what's going to lead you to getting what it is that you needed. The Nine of Cups starting, Ten of Cups. Let's go ahead and pull the outcome card here. Yeah, you changing your mind is okay, because you're changing your mind so that you can get yourself to the place that you want to be. This is you having to recreate and restructure some certain things to get things to be the way that you need them to be, or the way that you want them to be, the way that you wish for them to be. Yeah. It won't be pretty. It won't be pretty. But it is going to bring you balance. It is going to bring you balance. Okay, there's going to be some fights. There's going to be some disagreements. It's going to be conversations. This Queen of Swords talking about what he or she really wants is gonna spark some conversation. It's gonna spark some. It's gonna make a little bit of things uneasy. Okay. But in the end, it leads you down the path of having that last need and cut fulfilled. For a lot of you, you're going to actually be able to find that within the same relationship that you're in, or within the same situation that you're in, however this resonates to you, if it's not love. Okay? But for others of you, this is where you're changing your mind completely, and maybe even going outside of that situation, because you feel it's whatever you're doing to make you feel the most balanced. Okay? Wow. Let's go ahead and get some clarifiers out on the table. Man, Sagittarius. Just taking a note as I'm shuffling these cards. We got 2 10s on the table, a 9, right? So you're definitely approaching some sort of completion there, the end of some cycle. I think a lot of you can already intuitively see the things that you want, and for a lot of you though, the things that you want have kind of been making themselves visible to you. You've been able to point them out and see it everywhere. And that kind of helps with your manifestation. But honestly, the turning point that I see in all this is you like making it vocal that something isn't right. Either you're making it vocal that something isn't right, or you're making it vocal that you're saying, listen, I need to change something up. If it's a love relationship, you being vocal about needing to change certain things up is you making that choice for betterment for yourself. And that's, where that Lover's card comes in. Also is you giving someone else the choice to say, okay, listen, maybe there is some work that I need to do in this relationship, that maybe I can meet Sagittarius halfway. I mean, and that really could be, again, any aspect, whether it's a family aspect, love, work, whatever. But I am getting relationships from this. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get some clarification on this table. Ooh. 7 of Swords, Empress. I think way back earlier in the reading, I think I may have mentioned that, like, a vibe that I was getting, that, like, someone took advantage of you in a certain way. And they did. So, like, the choice that you made to either be with this person, if it's not a love situation, then the choice that you made to just kind of be in whatever situation that you are in, or whatever situation that this relates to, is because I'm getting the sense that there was a little bit of manipulation behind it. There was a picture painted of there was a picture of positivity painted. There was a picture of, like, you know what, things can be good here, and you may have believed that. For others of you, if it wasn't where you were taken advantage of, this is where like, honestly, it's like a guilt trip. Like somebody tried to run like some sort of guilt trip over on you. They may have tried to like use someone in their family like to help make that a little bit more believable. Or it may have been a real situation with someone going on like in their family, whether it's like a parent or something like that. It could have been where they really did have something going on, but they kind of like blew it up and a little bit out of proportion. Sagittarius. Also, I see this is where, like, for some of you, you're going to be kind of using alternative tactics to make yourself kind of be known. A little, a little passive aggressive in a way, also. But you're doing it because you don't want to be a bitch, you know, right? Like, you have a lot of love for the situation that you're in. It's just some things are missing out of it, right? But look at the next two cards that we have out. We have the Two of Cups and then also the Two of Wands. Yes. So again, like I said before, this is where you're changing your mind. This is where you're changing your mind to bring forth what exactly it is that you want. For others of you, it's going to be in a relationship or a union with something. For others of you, this will be you just deciding to just take a whole new direction and just go completely left field. Yeah, I mean, you can, right? Ooh. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. I think the biggest piece of this, like, I don't want to say, it's not like a fight that's going to break out, right? But whatever conflict that this creates between you and the people that are involved in this situation, Sagittarius, I'm getting the sense like they feel that you have found some sort of better opportunity, and you're trying to tell them that you're ready to start anew, you know, there, you know, elsewhere, right? For some of you, that may be the case. For others of you, that's not the case. It's just you're pointing out what needs to change, or you're pointing out the things that you really do want and trying to give that other person the chance to give you that, right? You're pointing out how things could be better in the current relationship or in the current situation. You're trying to point out how things could be better for some of you. And again, for others of you, you're trying to point out that you're ready to move on and start things in other places. Regardless of how that comes off, there's conflict here, because either way, that person is going to be thinking, right, that, oh, Sagittarius is really trying to go out here and start something new out there, you know? And they're a little hurt by it. But it's just because it kind of, it may hit, like, this conversation may kind of hit them in their ego a little bit. It may trigger some part of them from some sort of past experience where, you know, they felt as though they were giving and the other person, you know, just wasn't like, hey, this isn't enough, right? So they feel like that's kind of happening all over again. Okay, Sag, you might be dealing with an earth sign, but they don't have to be. Okay, so the two cards for the outcome here, or the card for this, to clarify the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Swords in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse, as well as the Star card. Interesting. So, what this is telling me here is that all of this is pretty much happening. Well, we know why it's happening, right? Well, we know a little bit why it's happening, but really the underlying fact of this whole thing is, Sagittarius, you're exhausted. You're exhausted and you're ready to rest. Or at least you're ready to not worry, right? you're ready to kind of just kind of take a mental break from certain things or from certain situations. Even though they're good situations to be in, there's a part of it that is still exhausting you. And you're kind of ready to break free from that. All right? And that is going to come true for you. That is going to happen for you. See, we start off with, so it's interesting. Still started off with, in the beginning card, the Nine of Cups, which a lot of people say is the wish come true, right? And then we end with the Star, which is dreams coming true. Okay? So a wish is made, and then that wish comes true. However that resonates to you. Okay? However that resonates to you. Just understand that the wish that is made comes true. And we see that with this 111. Your thoughts are beginning to manifest. You're in a magical, you are a magical creation. So you're making it happen, Sagittarius. You're making it happen. You're just needing to express it and get it out of you, right? You need to create that wiggle room a little bit, okay? And you need to do it in a pretty calm way, not in such a Sagittarius way, right? Not in such a very fiery, forceful way. This is you figuring out some alternative way to do it by still keeping love in the situation, you know, by not being an asshole or a bitch about it, okay? Ooh, Sagittarius, that was intense. But let me know how this works out in the comment box below. I really appreciate all of y'all likes, your shares, your subscribes. Thank you guys so much. You guys rock. I'll see you guys later on in July. Bye.